Ronan back to you with the third video of the day, and today we're gonna be not reacting actually. I'm gonna be seeing which car I'm gonna pick for my high school year, right, guys? So I know you guys may not know this, but in the future, like 5 years from now or three, the team will all be making not making, but modifying cars and doing car vlogs. So today I'm gonna see which first car I'm gonna pick for my high school year. So let's get right into it, and you can comment your favorite one in the comment section, and let's get right into it.
Being a high school car guy can honestly kind of suck because your whole life you're looking at cars like Honda S2000s and Evos, and then your dad's
Dang,
like,
bro.
hey buddy, you wanted to get your first car? You got a $2,000 budget, go ahead. And you're like,
2,000?
$2,000? I'm gonna buy a freaking Supra. And then you look at the prices of things and you realize, wow,
Nah,
I
you
only
won't
need
buy a
like
Supra.
200,000 more in order to buy that Supra. And it can be kind of...
You know, guys, my favorite car, my dream car, is a Godzilla. Uh, I mean the R34 Skyline, aka the Godzilla. My dream car is that, so I'm gonna try to grind to get it, and you guys you can join me for the journey, us and the team. Yeah, let's continue.
It could be kind of annoying, man. But don't worry, there are still cars out there that are cool for under $3,000 and cool in a car guy sense. Now, to the normal public, these cars might not be super cool, but you can make them super cool. Also, guys, yes, I'm not going anywhere. That video 2 days ago was an April Fool's joke. I'm going to delete it actually because I don't want anybody to see that video and think that I was just like trying to get views or something. So I'm going to delete that video. But a lot of you guys were worried. Don't need to be worried. I'm still here, baby. I ain't going anywhere. And we're back with another actual budget car top 10. This is top 10 best cars for high schoolers under $3,000. I'm not saying that the high schoolers cost $3,000. I'm saying that the cars cost $3,000. Come on, man.
What?
You're right. Anyway, guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so number 10 is the Chevy Cruze first generation.
Ooh,
now,
that looks nice.
Right now,
I might consider that.
Spot with the Chevy Cruze to say that these cars are not quote-unquote cool cars in the sense that normally people think are cool.
I can tune
in high
that.
School, especially for only
But
$3,000, you don't have the biggest amount of choice.
Fun fact about me, I like every car stanced. No matter what car it is, I like it stanced. I'll make it clean if it's a minibus or for example a van. I'll make it stance, bruh. I love stance cars.
Cool cars, especially in today's market. But these cars are cars that.
But this one is nice. But not on stock suspension.
But at least they're cooler than your average car. You know what I mean? So these cars are going to be better than your average car. But the Chevy Cruze version, it comes with a 1.8 liter.
What are those rims
actually? It makes 151 horsepower and it is front-wheel drive.
This one, nah, I want a rear-wheel drive.
In the winter and not a lot of horsepower.
Ooh, suspension.
To be honest, and you can drive this thing in the winter. They're reliable as hell, and they only have 150 horsepower. These things can look pretty good when you slam them too, so you can have a pretty cool car.
Yeah, you guys, you should really pick out a car for me. I can already tell this is gonna be so hard.
You spend the money on it, but it's not gonna be like a race car. Number 9 is the Toyota Celica GT 7th generation, which comes with
don't like that one.
Inline 4 that makes 180 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive. This is actually a pretty decent choice here. The only reason why I put it really low is because I personally hate the looks on them, and every time I see somebody modify these things, they always race it out. Like, they never make cool-looking Celicas anymore, and it's like, come on, man, they can look good. They can look good. I'm sure I'll have videos in the background of a good one, but most of the time, people are just putting, like, the stupidest mods on these things. So please, if you are in high school, and you buy a Celica 7th Gen, and you want to modify it, just look into what looks good, man, before you start racing this thing out, because they're easy to race out.
Ooh, that one looks nice.
It's a sick car. They actually are a little bit of a sports car. You know, these cars are fast. They handle well. They're not fast, but they're faster than a lot of the cars in this list, and they handle well, and they look sporty, too. That's one thing that they really did. Like, they look...
By the way, 3K in my currency is 30K. Yeah, 30K in my currency. 3k um 3k dollars in my currency is 30k. So yeah.
Really sporty and fast, even though they only make 180 horsepower. But they're a good car for a first car, and they have that Toyota reliability. Numero 8 is the Subaru Impreza 2.5
Ooh,
RS.
I actually liked the Impreza when I was younger.
A 2.5 liter flat 4 that makes 165 horsepower, and it was
still do.
all-wheel drive and looks awesome. These old Imprezas look sick. It's like the GC8 generation.
I really don't
is,
like
all
all-wheel drive. I would rather have a
like
rear-wheel drive car.
And they look awesome. They have that freaking old retro styling to them, but they still have that rally like look to them, and they're tiny little like cars, and they're all-wheel drive, so you could go around in the winter time.
What's that guy's name from Tokyo Drift? Fast Furious Tokyo Drift. That guy's name. The one with the red car. The Drifter King. What's that guy's name? You know what? I forgot him.
All you want. And I'm not 100% sure
that
how
one
reliable
looks nice.
These things are, but a naturally aspirated flat 4 from Subaru is probably pretty reliable. I wouldn't slap a turbo on it, so if you're looking to like make this thing really fast, maybe get a different car, because this probably, I'm not sure, but it probably isn't that reliable when you turbocharge these things, because they're kind of notorious for that. But they are sick, all-wheel drive, you drive them in the winter, and you got a blast from the past, and they have all that rally
but I don't like
if you live in like a countryside area where you have some dirt roads, this is a great choice. Number 7 is the Volkswagen Jetta Mark 6, which is actually going to be the newest car on this list, which is why I put it in here. It comes with a 1.8-liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes 115 horsepower and is all-wheel drive. Ironically, this car is the newest car on the list, the only car that comes with a turbo on this list, and still it is somehow the slowest car on this list. Why? Because it's literally a daily driver, okay? The Jetta Mark 6, this is the base model Jetta. Yes, you
I
can
want
run
something
a GLI
fast
or
and
TDI,
a car that looks
good. A little bit more
good.
power out of it and have like a little bit more tuning potential. But to be honest with you, if you're in high school, I recommend just getting the base model. It's a lot cheaper, it's a lot more reliable, and you can still have fun with it. You can still build this thing up to be a little bit quicker. It's not going to break any records, but it's going to be a fun first car. Now, this is not like a car that you're going to keep throughout your whole life, and you're going to like build this thing up to be
Ooh, it has
insane.
standstill, looks nice.
And since this is the newest, that's just icing on the cake, man. Like, you get all the new technology, it's comfortable, you get all this new stuff, and it's reliable. Like, people say Volkswagens are reliable. Yes, they are, okay? This Jetta is reliable. It's a good car, but it's not a fast car.
Okay. That one was kind of nice. I can't lie.
Number 6 is the Mitsubishi Eclipse 2G. This car comes with a 2-liter inline 4 that makes 140 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive. Now, here's the deal. If you are looking to get an Eclipse 2G, great choice. These cars are sick. Paul Walker drove one. They're awesome. The GSX is even cooler.
I like the Eclipse, but not the one that Paul Walker drove.
But if you can't,
that Eclipse really didn't look nice.
If you're going to pick one of these up in high school, bring somebody that knows cars with you, because these cars have been neglected. They were a very cheap sports car. Nobody really wanted them, so a lot of people that were,
I hope you guys comment this car down below, because I kind of like it.
You know what I'm talking about. Pick these things up and use them as their daily drivers, and they are gross. They have never been taken care of. You're going to have pretty much a project on your hands as your first car, and it's going to completely ruin the experience. So if you want an Eclipse 2G, good choice, but just please, for the love of God, bring somebody with you, because these things can be traps, just absolute traps. Number 5 is the Ford Mustang New Edge. Notice how I didn't say GT, because this is the 3.8-liter V6 that makes 190 horsepower.
You know what? It's rear-wheel drive.
One of the only 2 rear-wheel drive cars on this list. So if you live in an area where you can afford to daily drive a rear-wheel drive car, here you go. And now here's the deal. I know people are like, nobody wants a V6 Mustang. Nobody wants it. And I get that, but you're not going to be able to get any V8 muscle car for under $3,000. It's just impossible. Every V8 muscle car is going to be over $3,000 right now. The Mustang New Edge is a good-looking Mustang too. It's one of my favorite personal favorite Mustangs out there. And if you
I don't know who it stands a muscle car. Me.
Car guy and you like the looks of them, then this is a great choice. Yes, if you are super into speed and you want to go super fast, then maybe it's not the best choice, and maybe, I guess, you should save up to buy a V8. But as your first car, I don't think you should have a V8 powered rear-wheel drive muscle car anyway. But I don't know. That's just me, okay? It's a good car. Yes, you're not going to be able to build this thing to be like as fast as a V8 is, but it's
Nah,
still
you
a good,
wouldn't.
fun
On the
first car.
American muscle,
Fourth place
nah.
is the first generation Subaru Forester. If you know me, you know I love the freaking first gen.
Okay, that's a good one.
They come with a 2.5 liter flat bore that makes 165 horsepower, and it was all-wheel drive. This car is pretty much exactly the same as the Impreza 2.5 RS that we just talked about, except of one major fact. It has a freaking hatchback, baby. You got all the space in the world in one of these Foresters. You
That looks nice. I can't lie.
Subaru Forester. You can't do that in an Impreza. You want to go freaking camping? Boom. Subaru Forester. You want to just like host a meeting in the back of it or something like book club? Boom. Subaru Forester.
Book club in a car.
On top of that, it's just so
Makes
awesome
sense.
seeing these things modified compared to like an Impreza. You see Imprezas modified quite a bit, but you don't see these Foresters modified. And when you do, it's just such a good car. Like, it looks so good. It just looks perfect. It's almost like the Honda CR-V. Like, the Honda CR-V, you don't want to do it yourself, but then when you see it, you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. And that's exactly how it is with this Forester, so I had to put it above the Impreza. I love it so much more. I want a Forester, and you can rear-wheel drive top it if you ever get bored of it. Third place is the Honda Civic EG, or I think that's the third.
This one is the one, is like the most common one, I think. Because the Hondas are the most reliable cars. The Civics, especially. But I like Civics, if I'm being honest.
Everybody knows at this
I
point.
like them.
And it comes with a 1.6 liter inline four that makes 125 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. Now, if there's anything about Civics that you need to know, it is that they are tuning legends. You can slap any motor from Honda into this Honda Civic and just massively tune it. So if you want a V18, good, put it in there. If you want a K-Series, good, put it in there. You can do whatever you want to this freaking Honda Civic, and it's going to be dirt cheap, pennies on the dollar. On top of that, the reason why, yes, this car is pretty slow stock compared to all the other cars on this list, but the reason why I put it so much higher is because
why do you make your wheels clip like
that? You don't know that much about cars, and learning about how to work on a car is so much fun. But it can be really stressful if you choose the wrong car. Well, on a Honda Civic, it's literally the easiest way to learn how to work on a car. If you want to learn how to work on a car while also still having a pretty cool car that you can modify and has a big aftermarket seat,
my guy should fix his fitment.
Drive during the winter, this is a great choice. It's honestly one of my favorites. It's just that the other two cars had more like fun factor behind it, so that's why I put them higher. Second place is the Chevy Corvette Z4. This thing is a death trap to anybody that doesn't know anything about cars. I want to put that out there right now. If you are somebody that is literally has like
Chevy was one of my favorite cars.
You know, even I know this is gonna sound crazy, but never done like played a racing game that's like a simulation racing game, then maybe this isn't the best choice. It comes with a 5.7 liter V8 that makes 300 horsepower.
300 horsepower. Nah, I don't need that much power.
Even if you think that you're skilled enough and you live in a winter area, don't get this. Rear-wheel drive 300 horsepower as your first car is going to be a problem. But if you live somewhere where you can afford to buy a rear-wheel drive car and you don't really have winter that much,
what is my guy doing?
It's a good choice. Yes, you're gonna have to know right now to be way more careful than any other person on this list because you have more horsepower and you have a rear-wheel drive V8 car. But if you can master it, if you can handle it, then you'll have like kind of like a head start, to be honest, because now you already know what 300 horsepower feels like, and you can go on comfortably to your next car, and that's why I like it. On top of that, it's a freaking Corvette. It comes with an LS. It has pop-up headlights. Like, what else is there to like about it? It doesn't have space though, so if you're like looking to carry people, buy the Forester.
Okay. I think this is the last car, and
And finally, my personal opinion, the best first car that you can get for under $3,000 is the Acura TL 3rd generation. This car comes with a 3.5 liter V6 that makes 286 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive.
I've been saying this for all of the cars.
Boxes in a first car. It's front-wheel drive, so you can drive it during the winter. It's reliable because it's an Acura, and it makes 286 horsepower, so it's still pretty fun and pretty fast. On top of that, it looks good. This car looks really good if you lower these things.
That stance build is nice.
Baby, you can call me anytime, okay? Call me up in the middle of the night, and I'm going to come say hello, because these things are freaking sick, okay? I love them. On top of that, they are one of the newer cars on this list. I think they're the second newest besides the Jetta. That obviously plays a big role in things too. You have to realize that newer cars haven't been sitting so long, and haven't been rusting as long. They're going to be in better condition typically, and they have a lot more new electronics that are going to make your quality of life a little bit better. On top of that, it's just everything about it just like screams like
There
first
is
car. You know what I mean?
suspension.
These cars depreciated hard as hell. They're gonna come back up eventually, but right now is the perfect time. If you are looking for a first car and you don't care if it's rear-wheel drive, you just want a front-wheel drive, daily driver to get you to school and back on time, but you want it to be a little bit cool, the Acura TL 3rd Gen is literally the perfect choice. But guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry to scare you guys 2 days ago. I know that was a...
So guys, that was the end of that video. As you guys know, at the end of my videos, I like to plug my my PlayStation username, PSN, and you can add me anytime. NXZ Speaks. My friend requests are on, and what else do I want to say? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below which car you want me to get, and I'll maybe get it if I can find it. So bye guys.